This scene nearly ruined the Mario Galaxy movie. But not for what it is, but more what it isn't. Because the most frustrating thing about the Mario Galaxy movie is just how easily fixable it is. And with just a few tweaks, it could have been a much better film. Now look, I'm not a professional screenwriter, and I mean absolutely no disrespect to the creative team behind this movie. They've already done the hard work, and it's way easier for some idiot like me to come along and make tweaks than it is to actually create something out of whole cloth. But at the same time, I just don't understand how the Mario Galaxy movie got something so wrong that the first movie already got so right. Like the main character. And no, I don't mean Mario, I'm talking Peach, as this is really her story. Although it is easy to overlook that given how little attention her character arc is given. She's even the star of one of my favorite scenes in the entire movie. Not only does this scene slow things down and give the film a moment to catch its breath, but it also gives the characters time to actually talk about their feelings. And this is where we first learn that Peach is feeling lost. And honestly, by itself, this scene is almost perfect. And yet, there's still a big problem here, because even though she says she's feeling lost, she never actually shows it. As in, we never see or understand what exactly Peach meant by that. Is she saying that she feels alone, or unsure of what to do, or that she's missing a family? We have no idea because it's literally never brought up again, either before or after. And that is so frustrating because the first movie had a very similar scene, where Mario explains to Luigi, who's trying to comfort him,
our whole lives everyone's telling us we can't do this, we can't do that. Just sick and tired of feeling so small.
Which, like with Peach, helps to explain his mental state. But the big difference is that by this point in the movie, we had already been shown what led to Mario feeling this way. His old boss insults him,
the stupid Mario Brothers,
who then throws him around like a sack of potatoes. We also see members of Mario's family treat him like a joke.
I wouldn't quit your day job. Oops, he already did.
And even his dad directly blames him for holding Luigi back.
And the worst part? You're bringing your brother down with you.
So when Mario says this,
sick and tired of feeling so small,
we believe it, because we've seen it with our own eyes, all within the first 12 minutes of the movie. Whereas it took Galaxy nearly 20 minutes to get to this same point, but without any of the context. Because get this is also the first time they even see Peach in this movie. Meaning there's zero build up to this moment, which would be less of a problem if the movie actually followed up on it later, but it never does. And the Galaxy movie really needed to show us Peach being lost instead of just saying she's lost. And I think there's two key ways in which the movie could have gone about fixing this without changing the overall story. The first is by giving Peach a brand new scene before the one on the rooftop. And one of our fans, Furmore23, actually gave me an idea that's so perfect I haven't been able to get out of my head since. And that's the fact that Mario and Peach have gone out to a birthday dinner. But not alone, but with Mario's family, where she can see for herself just how happy and loving Mario's entire family is, and realizing in that moment exactly what she's been missing all this time. The family connection. Yeah, she has her toads, but she'll always be an outsider, with no true family to call her own. And having a moment like that would perfectly set up the rooftop scene afterward to help explain why she feels so lost. Because she's missing the love and support and comfort that being part of a family brings. And it would also brilliantly build on the themes explored by the first movie, such as acceptance, now that even Mario's dad has fully come around. Plus, I just really want to see these guys back on the big screen. Okay, so that's part one of my idea for how to fix Princess Peach, as we've now set up her character arc before the rooftop scene, by actually showing what led to that lost feeling. But we're not done yet, because what about after this scene? Because something else that the Mario Galaxy movie is missing is a true belly of the whale moment, where we're supposed to see our hero at one of their lowest points, where all help seems lost. The first movie had this, almost literally, where Mario ends up being swallowed by a giant eel. Now trapped, the movie uses this time to explore Mario's feelings of hopelessness and disappointment, even going so far as to show him blaming himself for Luigi's inevitable death.
Well, at least your brother isn't gonna die because of you.
Which also reinforces his father's comments from earlier.
And the worst part? You're bringing your brother down with you.
And what is so frustrating about this is that the Mario Galaxy movie is so damn close to having this moment, being when Fox and the gang crash land on this strange dinosaur planet.
I understood that reference.
Because this is exactly when Peach should be at her lowest point, being trapped on this strange planet with no apparent way off. Now, to be fair, we do get a very brief scene of her actually becoming frustrated, which is a cute moment. But it doesn't at all tie into what she said earlier about feeling lost. And the movie completely drops the ball for what could have been a very impactful sequence, and not just because of the crash landing, as it instead ended up wasting 5 minutes or so on Baby Mario's day out. So here's what I think should have happened. During the crash landing, Peach should have been tossed far from the R-Wing. I'm talking like off a cliff or something. Look, she's got her parasol, she'll be fine, okay? Physically speaking, at least. But mentally, well, that's a different matter. Because now, for the first time in her life, she truly would be 100% alone and lost. She's separated from her friends on a strange planet with no clear path forward. For all intents and purposes, this is effectively game over. It would be her belly of the whale moment. And this would be where we finally see another side to Peach. The person hiding underneath that confident exterior who can
Do anything.
the one who actually does feel lost and unsure when everything, and I mean everything, is taken from her. Her family, her friends, and even her home. And through this process, it evokes memories of the separation between her and Rosalina, when she also felt alone and realized she'd never see her sister again. It's with these thoughts in mind that she cries herself to sleep. The next morning, she awakens to someone yelling her name. It's Mario! Thanks to him following the smoke left by her campfire. As they travel together back to Fox and the gang, Mario tries to console her by reminding her of how alone and helpless he felt when he lost his own sibling, and to never give up hope. He even reminds her of the time that she said,
You just don't know when to quit!
what she thought was
A great thing.
and it's in that moment, just as they return to the R-Wing and Peach is feeling a little hopeful, that she notices Fox's radio, which instantly reminds her of when her and Rosalina used to play with a similar radio as kids. Perhaps partially out of desperation, or maybe a little bit of playfulness, she reaches out and plays with the radio dial for a moment, before pleading for help over the airways. And then, just as in the movie, the message is received by Rosalina's Lumas, who then initiate the rescue mission. Which of course eventually leads to Peach and Rosalina reuniting, only now all the more meaningful for it. And bam! Just like that, we now have a much better understanding of who Princess Peach actually is, including how she felt lost, what she was missing, and what Rosalina means to her. All the while tying it back to the first movie, with Mario even now taking on the inverse role of her mentor, even if just briefly. And I pulled this off without even having to change all that much, because the rest of the movie can play out almost the exact same, only now with an ending that'd be far more impactful given the extra context that we added. Although, if I were to tweak something else about Peach, I would have made it so that she actually tells Mario of her plan to find Rosalina instead of stealthily bouncing in the night. As I think that could have been another cute, meaningful character moment as she explains why she has to leave and why Mario needs to stay to watch over the kingdom. But that's honestly a minor gripe. So yeah, that's how I would have adjusted Peach's arc in the Mario Galaxy movie, as I think it just needed a little fleshing out to really make her scenes more impactful and fully understand what Rosalina means to her and, you know, what it was she was missing before finding her. And I think it would have really kind of helped tie the whole story together. Although I do have some other ideas for how they could have fleshed out other character arcs as well, including Yoshi! So let me know in the comments below if that's something you'd like to see me explore further. And while you're down there, let me know what you thought I did with Peach's arc here as well. Did I actually improve it? Did I make the movie worse? Let me know. Once again, I'm not an actual screenwriter, but I'm just basing it on what I thought worked in the first movie and what I thought the new one is kind of missing there. In any case, thanks for watching. Click subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll catch you later. Bye, everyone.